There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever location jumping till the break of dawn. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Garland Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Come on, so going deep and deeper. Put it to each living sense in her.
Good morning, people, and welcome to the midweek edition of the Print News. Today is the 12th day in the month of November. 2025 is the year. It's good to be here this midweek to bring you the midweek presentation. I'm Wendell Nimne, and I'm here with Esther Daku. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to all of you. It's good to be here on today's edition, and I'm also glad that I can share what I have on my decks.
All right, so those of you who are watching, keep dropping your comments. Don't just do us a favor by sharing the live post. You can also drop your comments on our comment section. So that's what we want for you this midweek on the midweek edition of the Print News. Keep sharing the live and also drop your comments. If you are watching from Africa, you are watching from Europe, you are watching from America, or where in this world you are watching us from, please drop a comment. All right, so folks, how many days to go? 4 more days, but for the celebration, it's 3 more days. We will be 9 years old on Sunday, Freedom FM, but our activities is on Saturday, the 15th of November. Esther, before we can begin the reading, I just want to, appreciate some of the folks who have already, identified with us, to make sure our anniversary is celebrated well.
Of course.
So we will call a few names to appreciate you on this edition of the show.
Right.
I would like to begin with our weather report man, Suleiman Hashim Tunis.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to say a big thank you to Samuel Toby of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We also want to say a big thank you to our sister Rebecca Sayon. We also want to say a big thank you to the bishop. He doesn't want to be mentioned. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to appreciate you for everything. And we also want to say a big thank you to Exodus Best Price Store for reaching out. And all of you who haven't gotten in contact with us, please, we are looking up to you to be a part of this 9th anniversary. Like we said, this celebration is dedicated to our fans, our lovely fans, all right? Our faithful fans, our friends, our families, our supporters, our sympathizers. This 9th anniversary is dedicated to you.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the day our anniversary falls on Sunday, so we have decided to celebrate on the eve of our anniversary.
Right.
So all roads lead to the borough of New Town on Saturday, November 15. All right, we'll be in the Lagoon community on Babla Field. That is where we are going to celebrate our anniversary in the borough of New Town, the only borough in the Republic of Liberia. That is where we are going to celebrate our 9th anniversary on Saturday. So it's an open invitation.
Mm-hmm.
It's an open invitation. All right. Come. Don't, if you finish with all your work in the morning, you make all your rounds in the morning, you can stop by and, form part of the celebration.
Right. Of course, and that's what we will be doing. And Yeah, Wendell, I'm sure that we are still open to receiving contributions. Your contribution, Wendell have already listed a couple of people who have done so well, and we really, really appreciate it. And the anniversary is on Friday. We're going to be celebrating on Saturday, rather. It's on Saturday, wherever you will be. Just take up your time. We are playing our fans, and we look forward to seeing you guys on this Saturday for our celebration. So we have two local dailies on our decks, and we will be looking at the front page Africa. We will also be looking at the Daily Observer on our decks this morning. So Stick is still with us. Wendell will begin with the front page Africa, and then right after him, we'll tell
Uh,
you what we have on the Daily Observer.
so true. Thank you very much. I got interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, that's the itinerary for our 9th anniversary this Saturday in the borough of Newcretown in the Lagoon community, Babla Field. So, we have the front page. We ready to bring you stories. Let's begin with the top stories. Excessive abuse of power. George Smith accuses Chief Justice Wissey of endangering his health by assigning him to remote area despite medical plea. All right. And I'm telling you, excessive abuse of power. That's what George Smith is telling us the Chief Justice is involved with excessive abuse of power. All right, let's take a few lines on that story. The Chief Justice, yeah, the wizard man, yeah, you're not small man. Oh. All right, let's see what George Smith is saying about the Chief Justice. He says, assign George W. Smith of the 12th Judicial Circuit, Grand Crew County, has leveled serious accusations against Chief Justice Nyame Kwekwebese, claiming the Chief Justice endangered his health and violated his universal human right to health by assigning him to a remote area. Addressing George's lawyers and judicial staff on Monday at the official opening of courts, George Smith claimed the decision was an act of oppression, suppression, and authoritarianism. Have requests denied and refund withheld. George Smith revealed he had recently undergone a critical medical operation. He stated that prior to his assignment, he appealed directly to Chief Justice Wessey, asking to be assigned to a psychiatric near Monrovia or one with access to referral hospitals instead of the remote circuits of Grand Crew, Sino, and River G. The violation of George Smith and his family's universal human right to health would not absolve him from legal liability in his personal capacity in the event I am seriously harmed, Smith warned his audience. According to Smith, the Chief Justice refused his medical plea, allegedly using the pretext of judicial. Smith further detailed a separate financial grievance. He reminded the Chief Justice to refund US $3,280 he had personally used to pre-finance some work at the civil law court where he was previously needed this money to underwrite his medical expenses, knowing that I was about to leave Monrovia for assignment, not even showing the least empathy for my medical condition. He demanded that I write a formal letter to him, Smith claimed. Accusation of power flexing. George Smith argued that these actions are not genuine judicial reform. This is excessive abuse of power, an ardent desire to flex power, Smith declared. This is oppression, suppression, and authoritarianism. The enforcement of advocacy of strict obedience to authority at the expense of personal freedom. He cited both Liberian law and international conventions to support his claim regarding the right to health. Article 8 of the Liberian Constitution directs the Republic's policy toward ensuring humane conditions to the right of health, stating that the obligation to protect requires states to prevent third parties, in this case, the Chief Justice, from interfering with the right of health or to health. Context Psychic Writing Joe Smith titled his opening speech, The Duty of Psychic Writing, Taking Justice and the Rule of Law to the Doorsteps of the People, which provided the backdrop for his accusations. He praised the national benefit of psychic writing, noting it aims to maintain uniformity of legal rules across the country and helps and social economic lives of the people they served. However, he implied the Chief Justice used this duty not for the benefit of the people, but as a tool for personal power against him. Meanwhile, Chief Justice Wesley had not responded to Joe Smith's accusations at the time of publication. But let's leave it right there. There are too many stories to bring you this morning. Let's take some top stories again. Gambling at the state broadcaster. Oh, gambling at the state broadcaster is a question mark to this caption. Senate probe Liberia Broadcasting System Management over alleged betting deal. Okay, so let's take some lines. But anyway, because of time, we will just leave it right there. Let's take our last top story. It has security implications. Public Works Minister Giddens refuses to comment on alleged 10 million presidential villa. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, so let's get to that story. Let's take a few lines from there. Okay, where is it? I'm trying to get to that story. Yes, I'm there. Public Works Minister Roland Giddens has declined to provide information regarding the alleged construction of a U.S. 10 million presidential villa in Foya, Lofa County, citing security concerns. His remarks have reignited public debate and heightened calls for government transparency over a project that has become one of Liberia's most talked about mysteries. Speaking Tuesday on the T-Max 50/50 radio program, Minister Giddens was pressed by a journalist to clarify persistent reports that a multi-million dollar residence was being built for the presidency in Foya, President Joseph Boakar's hometown. The minister, however, distanced himself from the matter, insisting it was outside his ministry's authority. I would leave that with the executive mansion to speak to it. It has security implications, Minister Giddens said. I don't know the details of the project. The minister's comments, viewed by many as evasive, have intensified speculation surrounding the project's ownership, funding source, and true purpose. Over the past several months, government officials have offered verifying and often contradictory accounts about who is responsible for constructing the villa and how it is being financed. Some officials have suggested that the project is a government initiative intended to provide accommodation for the president during visits to Lofa County. Others, however, have claimed that the villa is privately financed by friends and well-wishers of the president or foreign investors with business interests in Liberia. The controversy is not new. Discussions about bidding a presidential villa in Foya have surfaced repeatedly over the years. Long before President Boakai assumed office, the idea has been a recurring topic of political debate, often dismissed as unnecessary or politically motivated. Under the Boakai administration, However, the issue has taken on new significance, particularly as reports emerged early this year suggesting that construction began shortly after his inauguration. Yet to issue an official statement confirming or denying the existence of the project. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning has made no mention of it in national budget reports, and no records indicate that the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission approved any bidding process. Under the PPCC Act, all public projects value above US 200,000 must undergo a competitive procurement process, a requirement that appears to have been overlooked or deliberately bypassed. Investigations by journalists who visited Foya indicate that the construction is indeed taking place on a fenced tract of land reportedly acquired through the local authorities. Residents describe the site as heavily secured and restricted to public access. Several eyewitnesses said foreign contractors, allegedly Turkish nationals, have been leading the work since March 2024. Locals also reported that workers operate late into the night and that materials used for the project are imported. Everything about the project is secret, said a local resident who spoke on condition of anonymity. The workers don't talk and no one is allowed inside the fence. People say it is the president's house, but nobody knows who's paying for it. Speculation about the project's funding continues to mount. Some unverified reports have linked it to foreign business figures with mining interests in Liberia, while others claim the Mana River Union is the financier. However, multiple attempts by journalists to contact the MRU Secretariat for clarification have gone unanswered, and the organization's records show no evidence of involvement in such a project. The government's silence and apparent contradictions have drawn sharp criticism from civil society organizations and opposition figures who say the administration is undermining its own promises of transparency. When officials contradict one another and withhold information from the public, it raises suspicion, said a Morovia-based anti-corruption advocate. If the project is legitimate and privately funded, the government should have no problem explaining that clearly. The debate over the alleged presidential villa comes at a time when the Bwaka administration faces growing pressure to deliver on campaign promises centered on good governance, accountability, and fiscal disciplines. Critics argue that constructing an expensive residence for the presidency, whether publicly or privately funded, sends the wrong message at a time when Liberia's roads, schools, and hospitals are in dire need of investment. Supporters of the president in Lofa, however, defend the project as a long overdue gesture toward a region that has historically been neglected by national development initiatives. They argued that establishing an official presidential residence in Foya could boost local pride and stimulate development in the country. But let's leave it there and take a few more stories and send controls to Esther. All right, let's take this story as my final story. I'm not going to go into the next one. Ability unveils people's budget. Slams Bwaka 1.2 billion spending plan as eating show built on lies and windfalls. Betrayal disguised as policy. The projection of $10 million in contingency revenue from the Asset Recovery Task Force has been positioned as a means to bolster the national budget, pushing it beyond the $1 billion mark. The maneuver is clear illustration of the shameless inflation of the national budget, which we view as an eating show budget. where speculative or unrealistic revenue streams are used to increase government spending. Rep Musa Ability, political leader, citizens movement for change. All right, let's get to that story and take a few lines from there, and then we send controls to Esther to bring us the Daily Observer. Musa Hassan Bilati, political leader of the Citizens Movement for Change and representative of District 7, Nima County, has unveiled the party's alternative people's budget, sharply criticizing President Bwaka's proposed 2026 national budget as a spectacle built on lies and on one of windfalls. In a national address from his party's headquarters, Bility described the government's plan as an eating show budget designed for political theater rather than genuine development. The projection of $10 million in contingency revenue from asset recovery tax force has been positioned as a means to bolster the national budget, pushing it beyond the $1 billion mark. Rebility said, this maneuver is a clear illustration of the shameless inflation of the national budget, which we view as an eating show budget, where speculative or unrealistic revenue streams are used to increase government spending. The Unity Party-led administration recently submitted to the legislature the draft 2026 national budget totaling US $1.211 billion, the largest ever projected in Liberia's history. Administration officials viewed this milestone as an indicator of whether the government's ambitious goal of generating $8.3 billion over 5 years under the arrest agenda can be achieved. Unsustainable and unrealistic projections. The Liberia Revenue Authority, led by Commissioner General Dobo Jala, has been tasked with raising this money, projecting an annual revenue need of $1.6 billion, despite the proposed budget falling below that annual target. Officials remain optimistic. However, representability labeled the $1.2 billion projection of realistic, arguing the appropriations failed to prioritize key sectors of the Liberian economy. A core concern is the budget sustainability. Nearly $200 million, or 17% of the projected revenue, relies on a one-time payment for ArcelorMittal in 2026. Mortgage, or on the hopes of corporate generosity? We think not, Bility stated. He warned that projections for fiscal years 2027 and 2028 show a drastic reduction in revenues once such windfalls drop up, questioning who would bear the burden next. Bility also denounced the asset recovery tax force projection of $10 million as unrealistic, claiming it was used to inflate the national budget and divert attention from the country's core development needs. Imbalance in allocations. Highlighting the imbalance in funding, Bility noted that while basic services remain underfunded, the legislative budget has rising 25% from 41 million to nearly 52 million. Furthermore, bureaucratic compensation consumes over 27% of the total budget, increasing from 350 million to over 329 million. Yet, agriculture is a sector that employs over 60% of Liberians and has the highest potential for food security and sustainable revenue, receive barely 1% of the national budget. Look at that. Less than 14 million and less funding than the Office of the Presidential Advisors. 1% for farmers and 27% for bureaucracy is stress. But I think we can stop right here and then send controls to you. Those of you who are watching, keep dropping your comments. We'll read them out for you. This is the print news, the midweek edition.
Thank you, Wendell. Let's have the Daily Observer is right on my desk here this morning, and the top story says AML deal bad for Grand Jita. It's on already.
Okay.
Bad for Grand Jita, Liberia, GAC warns. Women. This story is on page 10, and let's hear what GAC has to say. What is this warning? So we're going to look up page 10 to bring you lines from this story. Okay, we have page 10 right here, and it says the Global Alliance of Grand Gideons has expressed grief concern over a leaked draft of a Salamita Liberia's proposed third amendment to its mineral development agreement, describing the deal as a threat to Liberia's sovereignty in a bad bargain for Grand Jita County. In a statement issued on November 8, 2025, the group raised the Daily Observer newspaper for exposing the leaked draft, which, according to its November 6 report, grants Salamita Liberia renewed monopoly control over both the Yokepa-Bikana Railroad and the Bikana Port, key infrastructure assets critical to Liberia's mining and export sectors. This development raises serious national and local concerns. The GAC's statement, signed by its acting chairperson Annie Cooper Wilson Zaza, said because it means no independent operator will manage the Yekepa-Bikana Railroad for at least the next decade. It weakens government oversight and undermines President Joseph Boakar's reform agenda to ensure an open multi-user railroad system. Salamita, the world's second largest steel production, has operated in Liberia since 2005 under a concession agreement granting its right to iron ore mining in Nima County and use of railroad and port infrastructure for export. However, the company's control over the rail and port facilities have long been a source of contention. International partners, including the United States Congress, have lauded the government of Liberia's push for reforms to establish an independent multi-user rail management system to promote transparency and competition. The signed amendment if passed, will reportedly extend AML's monopoly on these strategic national assets for about 50 more years. A move analysts warn could create legal uncertainty across all future concessions, according to the Daily Observer's October 30 update. For regions like Grand Jita and Lofa counties, which host untapped mineral reserves, such as the Putu Mountain Range, this monopoly could pose significant challenges to future investment. The AML amendment is proceeding, sitting GAG 1. Once confined in law, it will impact all future rail-related investment in the country. A wake-up call for Granjided. The Global Alliance of Granjidians, a prominent diaspora of advocacy network, said the leaked draft should serve as a wake-up call for the country's leadership and citizens. Those counties that contain proven deposits of minerals requiring rail access, including Grand Jide, must understand the implications of this amendment. The statement read, it risks locking out future investors and limiting our country's economic potential. GAC disclosed that it has engaged Grand Jide's two representatives, Honorable Jeremiah Sokin and Honorable Jacob Deby, on issues surrounding the Putu Mountain concession and other county development matters. You can grab a copy to read the story in depth. Let's leave you there and look up more stories this morning on the front page of the Daily Observer. No more foolishness. Time for a 3 strikes policy on Salamita. And this is in the editorial, is on page 4. You can also grab a copy of the Daily Observer to read the editorial. We have US-based doctor warns death penalty for drug trafficker in his native Liberia. This is also one of the stories here, and I think we want to take a couple of lines.
Yeah, that story is very interesting.
Right. We have it right here. It says, Dr. Lawrence Amos Zumo, a satisfied US-based neurologist, residing in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, has been practicing medicine since 2001 and seeking healing in patients with neuro-related disorders such as leprosy, not leprosy, but epilepsy. To cure a new kind of sickness drug now wrecking his native Liberia, Zumo is seeking the death penalty as the best remedy for anyone found trafficking drugs in the West African country Liberia. Dr. Sumo made the agreement or the argument last September during the annual Liberia Diaspora Conference that took place in Washington, D.C. His proposal was greeted with mixed reactions among delegates who were preparing to brainstorm Liberia's mountainous problem from investment and high employment rate at home to lack of urgent healthcare services, especially for the poor. The conference was expected to dive deeper into the country's weak healthcare system, the heavy inflows of narcotics into the country now posing serious health risks, especially to the lives of youths. However, Dr. Sumo, along with with a few other panelists, was quickly called off before they could finish or define their presentation despite being invited by conference facilitators to speak. According to Dr. Zumo, about 90 minutes had initially been allotted to him and his colleagues for this all-important topic on health sector, 15 minutes each for every presenter, while 45 minutes will be used for Q&A. Instead of Zumo said he and his colleagues were finally limited to only a few minutes each, not exceeding 5 minutes in all, a time that could not let him say much. In a short online video, a group of delegates applauded Zumo's suggestion for the death penalty while others laughed or stayed mute. Zumo, in an interview, later said he was restricted to only a few minutes to speak on such key issue as the country's health sector, which had reached near collapse before President Joseph Boakas Sr. took power in January 2024. Whatever the case may be, Zumo's declaration clearly appeared to have sparked debate within intellectual cycles and will go on for a long while in the West African nation. Let's stop you there. The writings are so very small. It's not easy to see them clearly. But let's come back to the front page of the Daily Observer. We have this final story at the front page. 2026 budget to deliver jobs, better healthcare, reliable electricity. Gafuan says the budget is designed to create jobs and empower our young professionals. He said, we are ensuring that those who build our roads, design our systems, and manage our public works are motivated and properly supported. Let's bring you to the back page of this paper. CMC burns 2026 national budget and illusion. We have already brought this story. We will not tax poverty to fund corruption. We will invest in productivity to build prosperity, Benedict declared. This is the story. When they brought that, let's run to our final story on the back page of this paper. Liberia showcases born climate development vision at COP30 in Brazil. We're going to take some lines from this. Then we can leave from here. The writings are so very little. I can strain my eyes to read them, but we will push through. Liberia has reaffirmed its commitment to sustainable growth and climate action on the global stage, unveiling a broad integrated development and climate framework during the opening of its national pavilion at the 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference in Berlin, Brazil. Delivering a keynote address, Zipel Zuo, Deputy Minister for Economic Management at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, outlined Liberia's transformative agenda for climate resilient development. Representing Finance Minister Honorable Augustine Gafuan, who will meet in Monrovia to submit the national budget to say Liberia's presence at the COP30 symbolized a renewed determination to protect the planet and make sustainability the common language of prosperity. Arrest Agenda Liberia path to sustainable transformation. Deputy Minister Zuo announced that under President Joseph Boakai Sr., Liberia has entered a new era of sustainable transformation guided by the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development, a US 8.4 billion plan that serves as a country blueprint for climate resilient growth. ARES, standing for Agriculture Rules Rule of Law, Education, Sanitation, and Tourism, links Liberia's economic recovery directly to environmental stewardship. The road to development is the development of roads, Minister Zuo emphasized, describing the government's push for climate resilient infrastructure that connects markets and communities while protecting the environment. He detailed efforts to modernize agriculture through climate smart farming, expand renewable energy, promote waste to energy system, and build a thriving ecotourism industry that turns Liberia's natural beauty into a driver of inclusive prosperity. Zwo also unveiled Liberia's third national determined contribution, which commits the country to reduce greenhouse gas emission by 64% by 2035 and achieve net zero emission by 2050. The updated NDC align with the Arrest agenda focuses on forest protection, renewable energy, and climate adaptation, particularly in agriculture and coastal resilience. Implementing these commitments will require an estimated US 490 million through 2025. So said, adding the Liberia's vulnerability score of 55.1 on the climate finance vulnerability index underscores the urgency of international support without skilled action. Our economy could shrink by 15% by 2050, pushing 1.3 million Liberians into poverty. He won. Well, now we're gonna leave you here. Let's send controls back to you for continuation of this show.
Thank you, there, Esther. And so, folks, those are the stories we can bring you this morning from the front page Africa newspaper and the Daily Observer. We have with us our weather report man. We also have our man Suleiman Tunis. But we're going to recap the stories, take our break, and then we come back to them. So stay tuned. This is the program from the Print News, the midweek edition. So let's recap the stories we brought to you from the front page Africa. Top stories: excessive abuse of power. George Smith accuses Chief Justice Wissey of endangering his health by assigning him to a remote area despite medical plea. Gambling at the state broadcaster is a question mark to this caption. Senate prop Liberia Broadcasting System management over alleged betting deal. And lastly, for top story, it has security implications. Public Works Minister Giddens refuses to comment on alleged $10 million presidential villa project. And the big stories were brought to you. Ability unveils people budget, unveils the people's budget, slams Bwaka 1.2 billion spending plan as eating show built on lies and windfalls, betrayal disguised as policy. And then lastly, for front page Africa at Global Climate Summit, government pushes ambitious climate goals as U.S. withdrawal clouds progress. This is urgent. And that's the front page Africa newspaper, the Daily Observer. AMLD bad for Grand Jide. Liberia GAGG warns. Raises alarm over ArcelorMittal's league rail monopoly amendment. No more foolishness, time for a three cracks policy on ArcelorMittal. And 2026 budget to deliver jobs, better healthcare, and reliable electricity. So says the Minister of Finance, the man who said, "I'm pray for Liberia, Gafwan." He's telling us the 2026 budget is going to bring us jobs, better healthcare, and reliable electricity. And then lastly, for the front page, US-based doctor wants death penalty for drugs trafficker in his native Liberia. So the back page, An illusion unveils alternative plan. And then lastly, Liberia showcases bold climate and development vision at COP30 in Brazil. Those are all the stories. Let's take our break and then we'll come back. We will join our weather report man and Aliyu Masale.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Thomas and going deep and deeper. Put in toto ichiki. Bila living sense.
We want peace in Liberia.
Violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. And we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sanya, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sanya.
We want peace in Liberia.
Yes, indeed. We want peace in Liberia. Folks, let's join our folks in the United States. We have Aliyu Masale and Suleiman Tunis. But we'll bring in Tunis first to give us the weather report. And then after that, it's going to be Aliyu Masale. Tunis, good morning from Liberia.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Esther.
You are muted, Tunis. We can't hear you. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you better. It's okay. Go ahead. We can hear you now.
All right. Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Mama Liberia. Good morning, Aliyu. Even though I'm not seeing you, but good morning. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Your favorite radio station here, Freedom FM, the most listened to radio station here. We are here again to give you the weather report. Today is no big different from yesterday anyway. Your experience and your have a lot of rain yesterday, off and on, off and on. Same thing gonna happen today. No big different. And expect lightning and thunderstorm, mostly cloudy. You're not going to experience a lot of suns today. You're going to experience rain likely around 1 o'clock, which is almost around the corner. The rain will start pouring down Monrovia area. And you know how that rain will come. Even though I'm not there, but I can experience it. It'll come with a heavy force and die down. Then it give you a little break. And then later on again, say, okay, blah, blah, blah. Then it come back again. It's October rain. That's what we experience in October, but now coming all the way into November. So be prepared for it today, starting from 1 o'clock to the evening hour. Tomorrow, almost the same, but not likely the same. Tomorrow, a little bit better, but tomorrow, by same thing, lightning, rain, thunderstorm, but all of those things will start around the while you're sleeping, and then when you wake up, you will feel like, oh, it's look all right. But as time goes on in the afternoon hour, lunch hour, 1 to 2 o'clock, then we start pouring again. Um, I will stay on till the evening hour around 10 p.m. It'll come off and on. Same thing on Friday. Friday, I told you yesterday, I said this week is not really a very fine week for Monrovia area because it's going to torment you with rain and cloud and sun. That's mixture weather around Monrovia area. That's what's going to be happening starting from today all the way to Friday. Probably Saturday, you're going to get a little break. You can do anything you want to do. You can schedule. Even that, don't schedule any heavy thing outside activity. But definitely, you're going to experience today, tomorrow, Friday. You're going to experience some rain in Monrovia area. The weather for today is about 83 degree and feel like 90 degree. Humidity is 75. Winds from southeast is about 4 miles per hour. So don't depend on our wind. Okay. Anyway, this is your weather report from Tunis here on Radio LIB here in Staten Island with Freedom FM, the most listened to radio station in the nation capital. And again, don't forget, our anniversary is around the corner. We still accepting donation and contribution and all of those fine things. We still expecting it. Okay. So please join us on the 16th so that we all can celebrate our anniversary. Can you imagine, Wendell, 9 years passed so quick?
I'm telling you, that's how time flies.
I tell you.
Just the other day, we were celebrating our first anniversary. And then today, a few days from now, will be our 9th anniversary.
So our kickball coach, I don't know if she's preparing for us or what. I don't care how you look at me. We depending on you on our kickball. You can even look at me whichever way you feel like we are to be. We are depending. Aliyu put some comment here for you. I hope you read it.
I hope you are depending on strong stick.
Oh, you don't want. We don't want. We know your screen before you.
But you say you're depending on me now.
Yeah, but we depending.
Why are you depending on me?
Because we want you to be coach. You are the coach. You are a coach player.
Exactly, coach player. You know, so I think you don't let us down because we want to bring our trophy here and boast of it on our show here.
I'm playing though.
But Tunes, the good thing is that I thought we weren't going to be together on Friday. We'll do the Friday show, hopefully by God's grace, because the football game is on Saturday. So we'll do our final show before the anniversary. Yes,
we need to do that because there are people who really want to contribute. Probably they will come up.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was checking the calendar and I said to myself, I see why Tunis kept telling me that we would be on the show before the game. And yeah. So thank you, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much and have a very nice day.
You too. So let's hear from our man Aliyu Masaleh, Aliyu Benz.
The campaign manager.
He's speaking up. We can. Yeah. So let's hear from our man Aliyu Masaleh. Aliyu.
We have Gus too. Gus just joined us.
Oh, Gus is I don't know, but
Gus is what? Say it.
He's always late.
Gus the Mayfield.
He's always late.
Man, running man.
What's up, my man? Let's hear from you guys. What's up, Aliyu? Let's hear from you first, then we'll go to Gus.
Good morning, Mr. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Esther. Good morning, Gus. Good morning, Mama Labira.
The man recover now. You can hear the man's voice. Yeah. Happy for you, my brother.
Okay. Is back.
I forgot to tell you something, please. I'm not seeing you on Facebook. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Let's
on Facebook.
Okay. We'll check it up. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you. Let's check it up. Let's see. Go ahead, Aliyu. Let's hear from you.
No, I thought girls were coming in. That's why.
No, you go ahead. That's true.
Yes,
No, yes, I don't see us.
yeah, you guys
Just
were
don't
there.
see us.
So, yeah, you guys were on Facebook, but later I don't know what happened.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. But
But
to the
anyway, go
issue
ahead.
when
It's
it
not
comes
even showing you. Let's see,
when it
correction
comes
lab.
to the marshal, when it comes to those marshals in local county, this government they are undermining themselves because they talk about transparency. But how will the government be carry how will project be going on in local county alleged 10 million United States dollar worth of budget information ministry tell us anything about this project, even the executive mansion, everybody knows this project. The public works minister that can give credence to people, you say, okay, yeah, go ahead, you look at your drawing, everything, and then you give me the green light. Today, everybody does this project. So I think the asset recovery of whosoever I think this one, even the House of Representatives, this is time that they had to post up to this project. Because you can't get project going on in the country, and you have police there, you have EPS, and those people they have been paying, they have been paid with taxpayer money, and they are there protecting this project, but the government cannot tell anybody who owns this project or where the funds are coming from for this project. When you're looking at 2024, that 2025, that 2026 budget, there's nothing in the budget now on the alleged $10 million worth of actions that is not going into marketing. So I think the House of Representatives, the Senate, they had to program for this project. And the entire government, they can speak for this project. Nobody know anything about this project. They had to do it. But those people that are protecting the project, they are being paid with taxpayer money. And this is not what I promise us. Not about transparency. So you have to know this project, what's going on in Kakati. In the project for the president, then Liberian people know it for the president and where the money came from for this project. You see, if you say because George we have built condominiums, you want to pay your own, okay, then we understand now what's going on. But this is not good for our country. People voted for Joseph Boakai. He's an old man. He's free from corruption. When he came, he was straighten the country. He's man of integrity and transparency, accountability. So we want to see the transparency and the accountability in this local project. And to the issue when it comes to this budget, you know, the Unity Party, they like to copy. Like President Weah said, we lead, they follow. And here, when we build, they break. When they break, we build. When Mr. Kumi talk about raising Liberia budget to $1 million if he elected as president, and there's a possibility that Liberia budget can be raised to $1 million. And when he raised the budget to $1 million, the least 77 will be taking home will be $300 per month after tax. But today we have seen this government raising the budget, and they talk about harmonization, that they were coming to undo harmonization for 2 years now, raising the budget to $1 million. I was waiting to celebrate this budget because I know that our budget has been raised to 1.2 billion, and I know our brothers and sisters, civil servants, they are coming to get good pay, they are coming to undo salary harmonization. But when I listened to the final minister, I said, but then there is nothing for me to celebrate, because Mr. Kumi was going to cut down wasteful spending when he raised the budget to $1 billion. The issue about buying for the $5,000 car, he was going to erase that 2 times in a year. This scratch card, gas, and all those wasteful spending that government carries on. And that was a plan that they could cut some of those wasteful spending and raise the budget. But today, this government has raised the budget. Yes, money going in hospitals, in schools, in other places. But why NSA budget has been increased to that extent? Is that the president reserve bank account now with the NSA? Because these are some of the things I will always say that they did everything to get rid of Funati Kufa, because you can't try that nonsense near Mr. Kufa. This man was going to be one of the best speakers ever in the history of Liberia. And because Joseph Boakai and his gangster, they are running a gangster paradise or criminal cartel, They begin to destroy that country. They did everything to get rid of Mr. Kufa. And these are things that they want to carry on. Mr. Kufa will sit over there for you to come for $1.2 billion budget down and then increasing money that you people will go and take at the end of the day. This is not good. Today, even the Emory Hospital, we are not seeing it in our budget. And for me, I think the Emory Hospital will never get money under this administration because that George we are building. So Amara will sit there and allow this thing to happen. It's not good. The education, the healthcare, even the agriculture they talk about, how much went to agriculture. So this whole budget is just something that I can understand because nothing there to benefit the Liberian people that much because everything you see Richard Kun budget increased to 1.8 million under CDC administration. Go and check the record. Look at what they meant the deputy speaker budget. During CDC administration, check the record. If even the deputy speaker, his budget didn't reach that far. Where Thomas Fala budget is today, look at Richard Kun budget. If the former speaker budget ever reached that far during George Weah administration, to tell you these people have no good mind for the Liberian people. But yet again, I see, this is always funny to me that Liberians, we celebrate everything, even if it is not in our interest. You see? And it surprised me. Now the GST has increased again to 13%. Okay, so the Liberian people, as they raise the budget, they increase the taxes on your, so you can pay more money for those people to enjoy themselves. You see, what are the taxes benefiting the Liberian? What are they getting from those taxes they are paying in the country? You pay taxes and make no impact on your lives. You see, even your children, when they get on the NTO buses, they have to pay. Where you are seeing that. So what impact is the taxes making on the lives of the Liberian people? Your children, they even go to school, they sitting on the floor. No good facility. Even the healthcare, now all this money they put there, let's watch and see. The people will not still go to hospital and go buy medicine. Let's watch and see. So this whole budget, for me, if they could do it the right way, increasing our civil servant salaries, putting money to the meaningful area instead of putting money to places that they will go later on, they take from there, is not in the interest of the Liberian people. So the whole budget is just for the executive and all other government officials for them to enjoy themselves again over and over, and then the Liberian people, they remain suffering over and over for the rest of their lives. So that's all I have to say this morning. And lastly, sorry, this issue about LBS, UG Fagon, this is not good for the country. And as I heard that the Senate, they are going there today to conduct some investigation. They had to do it as soon as possible. It will not be good for our country to see LBS for them to open casino there for people to go and start gambling. Pretty soon, they will turn it to a strip club. This is not good for the country. So the Senate, then they step in and see how they can put stop to that. It is not good. That's a government entity. That's a government facility. You don't want to, if I go one open casino, you can buy a private land, you can money in the government, you can build a place and open your casino. So thank you then.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Aliyu Masale. Let's go to our man, Gus Coleman. Gus, let's hear from you, brother.
Yeah, my man said, "Oh, I just gonna leave it right there. I ain't gonna touch it." No. I mean, I just want the Liberian people to know this. I mean, I'm excited about the budget. The fact that it said the budget is going to 1.12 billion or whatever it is. I'm excited about it, except the fact of the matter, which is we're still spending, I think, 900,000 of that in just expenditure. That's what I like to see change. You know what I'm saying? I like to see where that budget, instead of paying that much money to people, we could take that $350 million out of that 900,000 and build that road to Freetown. So then the government can put tollway on it. So the government can make more money instead of signing contracts. Take some of that money. Instead of taking contract from ArcelorMittal, we can actually go ahead and have a partnership with ArcelorMittal That's when I would start saying, man, the budget is growing and it's actually being effective to our people. But if we're just spending it, we've already seen over the first 12 years of Unity Party government, all that money that came through our country ended up going overseas. And it's the same thing happening. As long as we keep paying government officials this amount of money, it would never stay in Liberia. Liberia, man, on Friday and Saturday, we all go and have fun. Actually, it start Wednesday, I think, right? That ladies' night. That's
Today.
yeah. So everybody going to all these Lebanese places and all them other places, entertainment spot. Where do you think that money is going? It's not staying in Liberia. So that's my biggest challenge with the budget. I'm never gonna complain about. I see some of the places they put the money. We all know. I mean, national security is basically where they go and eat and chop because you cannot audit it. So we're aware of that. The last government did it. This government is doing it, and they go on and on. But my thing is this: we have to cut back on the salaries to the legislature, the vehicles to the legislature, the scratch cards to the legislature, the gas. Why are you paying the people and then giving them the things that their salary is supposed to pay for? When Dale Nimler and Esther gets up every morning, they come to work. Whatever they earn is what they use for food, gas money, car, whatever it takes. Why is it different for those few people up the hill? So that's my problem. I'll say this: I'm glad the budget has grown because we've all always known Liberia has money. We just haven't been able to find it and use it wisely. So we're looking forward to actually having a debate about where the money is spent, not the budget, but where the money is spent. That's my argument. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gus, and thanks to you, Aliyu. You know, this country, man, I'm telling you, this country, I don't know. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you say to yourself, why Liberia is going the way it is going? It is because some of us, we refuse to listen, we refuse to do the right things. So we find ourselves to where we are as a country. Can you imagine? The government is not telling us anything about the FOIA project, $10 million, where the money is coming from. We don't know. The entire area we're being told is restricted. Nobody goes around there with camera. So I don't know. They say it's a Mana River Union project. Mana River is not telling us anything that they have a say in that project. The government too is not telling us about the project. So Liberian people, let me ask you. You want to tell me say the country here will just be that they will allow this 42 years experienced president will manage our country and will just sit down and allow him to do what he's doing and nobody wants to checkmate him? You won't tell me say nobody in this country to tell this president, Mr. President, enough is enough? Liberians, why don't you wake up from your sleep? Nobody's saying that you should go into the bushes and shoot guns. No, it's not what we are telling you. But you need to come outside and tell this president, look, Liberia protest is just dead. We have, look, Liberians, we say, oh, we'll protest. But Esther, you go to some countries. You saw what happened in Kenya the other day.
Of course.
Go to other African countries.
Right.
You saw what happened in Ivory Coast the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the government is not doing the right thing, the people need to come out and tell the government, no, enough is enough.
Right.
We need to tell the government.
That's how it's done.
We're not saying that everything about George Weah's 6 years was perfect. was, was roses. Everything about George Weah 6 years was correct. That's why we're telling you, no, we have some issues with the George Weah administration that reflect on this very radio. Some of you are followers of this station. You will know that we did things that, we didn't like in the past. But the people coming out and say they can't change everything around, they're doing the same thing. George Weah never fly a private jet from Monserrate to Grand Cru, where he comes from. But Bwaka took a private jet from Monrovia to Lofa.
And they would justify it as the man at man.
Yeah. Darius Dillon, who was one of those, now he come here to say, let me apologize to President Weah for the wrong. Yeah.
That's what he always do.
This president is wasting our money and the country is not benefiting anything.
Nope.
We have bad roads in our country. The hospitals don't have beddings. They don't have mattresses for the people. Nothing, no drugs in the hospital everywhere.
Under 5 years, are no longer getting free treatment at the JFK.
All of that. I saw something,
a lot of things.
Some AI, the kids, that AI thing. I saw the small material and they come here and say, the journalist put the mic to them, the leader of the protest, and asked, why are you people protesting? And the kid said, JMB stopped us from taking treatment. So we've come outside to tell them that no. So I don't know.
And to be honest, that is the fact.
Parents who are struggling, they can no longer get free medical treatment from the JFK.
Right.
So look at the budget. See how the money is being distributed. And then we just fold our hands and say, we'll give Bwaka 6 years. Let him do what he want to do when his 6 years finished, we're moving. No. You people didn't give George Weah 6 years free. There were protests here, protests there, and protests everywhere for that 6 years. So I don't know what we really have besides the CDC today opposition. Esther, the country here, that want to say, only two political parties in this country.
Right.
CDC and Unity Party. Because all the other political parties then are just flat. You will never hear from them until election period is around. Then they will come up and come to you and say, you're my second.
You try the other person, you try the other person. Why not try us? Is that what we'll be doing?
That's what we'll be doing.
Wait. They're coming. They're coming. Hey, you're too over. Trust me. This ability is trying. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's coming to amplify.
Yeah.
A lot of people have waited to give them a chance.
The people are stealing from us too much. They are stealing from us.
It's not going to happen too long. It's going to be.
And we just fold our hands and allow them to have their will. Then we'll be crying and say, oh, well, can you imagine? Liberians, we're just watching this old man just doing what he. No, man, it's sad. It's sad because you can't say yesterday Winder and Esther they were not doing the right thing, so you brought Peter and Paul today, and the same thing that you say Esther and Winder was doing that was bad are the very things they are doing. The people they are corrupting the system everywhere you go. That's just corruption. The other day we sat on this radio, we spoke about the National Commission on Arms, headed by James Flomoyan and his deputy. Today, that case is at the LACC. They said they wrote us a letter threatening our institution that they would take, in fact, threatening me that they will issue a lawsuit against me. Flomoyan wrote, I got a communication.
Where are they today?
But they know everything we unearth here.
Oh, man, wait. Everything Flomoyan right can be correct, sir. I remember that the same man.
The same Flomoyan Mel. The same Flomoyan man who one time almost put this country into chaos.
The man I can start before you read.
Yeah. The man giving serious pronouncement Then he there. But can you imagine people sitting down and listening to the election result, and that man was there pressing chakla, almost led this country into chaos.
Right.
That a very flamboyant man today sits at the National Commission on Arms. And the handbook that created that institution, two persons from the same country cannot serve as head and deputy.
No.
But Flamboyant is deputy, they are from the same county. And nobody is saying anything about these things. There was no bidding a process for the presidential $10 million project that is only for you. Nothing. The PPCC is not aware of anything. So the public works minister, you think, oh, Giddings is stupid? Giddings not going to speak to it because he know his job is being threatened. Giddings knows.
All I can say is this. This is why they cannot prosecute one another. Liberian people are just I don't know, man. Liberian people were just weak people, especially the CDCN. I'm going to call out the CDCN. Weak. With the suffering people, suffering masses, they're weak. You know why? Because they listen to one or two people that talk. That's it. You will hear what it began that I used to be a minister of agriculture. You know, he the one talking today. The other one that was as deputy minister, this and that. You can see them say, "Foy." No. Where are they? Where are all of our deputy ministers then? They're all sitting down. You know why? Because who knows, they're getting some kickbacks underneath, so they can't say much. But you see the Unity Party boys, when they were out of position, did you see any protest? You didn't see them there. Was there any show that they weren't calling on? But go find CDC brigade, go find them, and I'm calling them out. And when I used to call them out when we were in opposition or in position, people get mad at me. It's the same thing. They are in opposition, you will not hear them because most of them are spineless. Most of them are inept. Because if you are not inept, you are not afraid. You're not, because you know your altitude is gonna get you somewhere. You don't need somebody to take you. You don't need somebody to prop you. Get up and say something.
I mean,
You
all
want
of them are just
you want
quiet.
Gus Command to say something. Gus Command that got 1 cent from CDC power. Because again, I help CDC. I talk for CDC not because of what I gain, but because if I was in Liberia, I probably would have been a CDCian because I would have been part of the masses. Because I've been opportune to leave Liberia does not negate the fact that I understand what people go through. That's why the former president we had, that's why he always behaved like one of you, behaved like a regular CDCian, the ordinary person. Because
and
he has that mindset himself.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Man, like, bro, it's sad, man. It's sad. Sometimes, when you're walking down the streets of Monrovia, you go in the communities, you see the way our people are living, and the government is just there wasting the money, not prioritizing the people. It's sad. The very people that you say you have come to rescue, they are dying. People are dying every day. You go to the hospital, no drugs. People lying on their sick bed. Yeah. You go to the hospital.
Call General Massey. Just call General Massey. Let us start putting fire behind these other people and our assistant minister then. Massey, the one that I used to say, Party Mende, where are they? Let our old man in today. You call those people that wanted you to defend them all of the time. Where are they today? They don't have the guts to call and even talk about anything happening. Besides Sekou Carrasco and a few people that even post stuff. You can't see any of our people saying anything. That's a disrespect.
And the thing is, they used to be there and saying all these things happening in the country. President, we are not talking. He can't talk. He can't do anything. This and that. Is President Bouakai talking? All the things are happening.
When last did he speak to any of it?
Yeah, that FOIA
He
thing we've
doesn't
been
care.
talking since we've been talking. And when last we heard from the president?
I mean, the president
The
didn't even know about it.
information,
Let's
the
be honest.
information, the information ministry came and told us another thing. The press secretary to the president came and said another thing. So whose
My
account
man, that
are we
there
going to
another
take?
choppy. That's somebody choppy, my brother. Don't mess with it.
So the people say, no, the thing is just broad day stealing. It's just broad day
But
stealing.
Mr.
Go
Nima
ahead,
or
Aliu.
Esther also now this LOFA project, if the project continue like this and that project is completed and after Joseph Wakai 6 years, if the next government want to audit or go after that project, would that be wrong? Would that be wish hunt?
That
Because
would
the
not
My
be
money
a
they
wish
carry on
hunt.
such a project, nobody know
my
where the
man,
money
there is
coming
never
from.
a wish wrong.
That can never
Even
be a wish hunt.
no, even the same thing with
But
Finda.
then,
Everybody said that wish on. No, there ain't no wish on with Finda.
but
Listen,
then
Finda
leave the
go
people,
to
let it
court
carry
and say
on the
no.
project.
Yeah, I mean, I truly believe everybody should be subjected to some kind
Yeah.
of audit.
So
Every single person. And I
No,
will
but
never sit here and support anybody. No.
and Gus, the thing is, when the government is carrying on the project, the money comes from somewhere. It comes through the budget. But there is nothing in the budget that talks about the FOIA project. So where is the
It
funding
coming
coming
from the
from?
military side. That's where they're coming from. That they're chopping money. And the MDA can, the MD, the Freeport can't isn't giving any money. My man, my brother Mo Ali, no money to the how you call it, to the national
You're
budget.
finished.
CDC days we were giving at least 3 million or so. So again, where do you think all of those monies are going? When you live in a country
yes,
where
yes,
everything is, yeah, please, man, my man,
I
the
agree.
stealing
Let's
I
is
let's
too
agree
hear,
much.
with you.
let's hear from you. Then we'll go home. No time. We're not taking
I
calls
agree.
today.
I agree with Gus. I agree with Gus. These are some of the
Hmm.
reasons why the state enterprises, those people they are not contributing to the budget. And Joseph Baka is not talking to them, he's not calling on them. And the money then they use it to be building those mansions around. Yes, but I agree with you on that. 100%. I agree with that.
Okay, so folks, just before we get to
Just
Esther to take few comments,
mhm.
let's let you know that it's going big today. The Win Liberia Cash giveaway. Those of you who are listening, you want to win some money. Today, Abraham Kamara, before he leaves here at 2 o'clock, he's going to be paying out to the last winner before 2 o'clock, $25,000. So you're playing with you got to win 5,000, and the last winner before 2 o'clock walks away with 25,000 Liberian dollars. Just to play with 50 LD or 25 cents USD, and you stand a chance to win from $5,000 to $25,000. The
Right.
code to dial for those of you playing with a smaller phone, in Liberia we can say button phone. But you're playing with button phone, you dial *255*1#. If you're playing with a smartphone, the bigger phones, you dial *255*1#. You play with 50 LD or 25 cents. So maybe you have $1,000. You want to play or try it. And trust me, you'll see what will happen for you. All
Thank
right?
you. We know I don't think we have the time. There's no time to read our comments. Let we
Yeah.
cannot take calls. So let's just use this time to remind Gus and Ali, we are still waiting for you guys still. And the
No,
rest of
yeah, I am by today's Wednesday, right? By
yeah.
Thursday, I just been busy. I'm going on vacation for the next 2 weeks. My birthday all the way on to the end of November. But I
Mm.
When
told
is
you I
your
had
when
some
is your birthday?
Monday
Monday.
the 17th. The 17th.
Oh,
But yeah,
happy
Okay.
so
pre
I had
happy
some
pre
gas on my
birthday to
car.
you. Happy pre
Thank you.
birthday to you,
Yeah,
Mr. Koma. Mine
yeah.
is on the tw-
I was at my
mine is on the 24th.
Oh,
So
sure.
that's
yeah.
good news.
All right, sure.
All
All
right,
right,
all
you
right,
guys have
folks.
a great day. See you guys.
You
Alio,
too,
bye.
Okay.
Mr. Masale.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you bounce
You
Okay.
back.
said
Oh.
man.
You bounce back. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Babe.
I'm not bounce back with you because the people say I can't work to all the way January, so I'm bounce back good.
Yeah, man.
All right.
At the party,
Too
but we'll
bad.
see what to do about the first week. Okay.
You will work. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Aliyu
Okay
Masale.
then.
Thank you very much. Have a great day from your
Sure,
end.
Ali.
Thanks to all of you for being a part.
And I think we have Rebecca Seyon. We just want to say thank you. I think she just joined it live. We want to say thank you for your contribution. We appreciate it.
Okay, Becky, thank you too, man. We really appreciate you, Rebecca Seyon. All of you, we mentioned all of you who have contributed to us. I want to say thank you. We really appreciate you. Continue to give us your support. And we are looking up to our fans and supporters to join us on the 15th of November in the borough of Newcretown, the Lagoon community, to form part of our 9th anniversary. I'm Wendell, and Esther Daku was here. We'll catch up with you on Thursday tomorrow by God's grace.
Of course.